Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. Okay, so a few things. First of all, I hope you guys enjoyed that live stream with Sports Card Radio. That was fun. Secondly, I'm probably going to be having Goldberg, aka Andrew Goldberg, from Luca Tiger Bronze, and he messaged me saying that, hey, maybe I should come on your program. I'm like, are you sure? I get into some topics that are considered taboo, and he says like, yeah, sure. Let's have a tough talk, right? Let's challenge each other's ideas. I'm like, okay, fine, right? Just like if anyone from the industry wants to come on, yeah, I'm gonna try to be fair to you, but at the same time, I'm gonna get into some topics that other people wouldn't ask if they had you on their program. So it is what it is. I think that should be an interesting conversation. I've been on their program twice. He and Cage Lawyer host a podcast every day. So keep that night open, Thursday night. Should be 7 p.m. Central, but I'm gonna work on the details. Now, I wanted to touch base again on that PWCC issue. We had P. Ryan first talk about it the other day. It was Friday night. He was discussing how there seems to be liquidity drawing out, especially on the high end. And he thought that some people may have been having deals with PWCC where they owe them money based on all the transactions that have gone through. And there are like big whale customers, so what they do is they sell their cards, and then they have credit in their account. They're borrowing money, and then they just use that credit money to buy, and then they take out more loans to buy higher end cards. So I think that's what P. Ryan was talking about. And the other day, or last night, I was also sent some information where the same type of details were coming out, where it appears on PWCC, if someone has more inside knowledge, let me know. And if it's incorrect, let me know as well. It appears that what was going on during the pandemic, according to what this individual was telling me, high net worth individual, that during the pandemic, what people used to do was they sold a car for a ridiculous amount of money since everything was way overvalued, and they doubled down. They kept on buying high-end cards at ridiculously overinflated prices, but they borrowed money. It was on margin. And what I've learned in finance, just a historical lesson, like the 1929 crash, what people used to do is they kept on buying up stocks with money they didn't have. And it's fine when the market keeps on going up, right? You think you're a genius. But then once the market goes down and you're on margin, well, eventually some people are going to lose everything. And they have to put more collateral down, and they don't have that collateral. They don't have that excess cash. And then sometimes people may be selling some of their properties at fire sale prices or assets just to pay off the debt. And the 29 crash happened, when they were aggressively raising interest rates. The Federal Reserve, I think it was Benjamin Strong, if I remember correctly, the Fed chairman, or one of the Fed chairmen. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, the Fed just aggressively raised, comparatively for like the last decade, aggressively raised interest rates. They aggressively raised interest rates. And the money has dried up, right? Everything was dirt cheap to speculate in. And now it costs higher to speculate. And now the economy has opened up back up and people want to spend their money elsewhere. So less money going for collectibles. They become less desirable, less demand. And what's going on is now people that borrowed allegedly on margin are having to put up the cash. Like I was told that there were people now have to pay PWCC a monthly fee rather than, just using their amount in their that they got on credit, now they don't have that amount of credit. And thus, they have to find a way to pay this off, and they have to liquidate some of their decent cards. Now, the thing is, like I said, that people in the 29 crash, they use, margin debt as collateral, right? They had some cash in their account, and then they borrowed against it. Just like in the futures industry, what happens is you have these customers and clients, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They take their money, they borrow, and they also make sure they have some collateral backing their trades, their speculations. And what they do is use cash, or they use treasury bills or treasury bonds, which historically have been very liquid assets. And what goes on, I believe, at PWCC, what people may use as collateral are their cards, maybe in their vaults. So when you have less liquidity in the system for the sports card market, they're using their cards, and they have to sell at fire sale prices because they need to get that cash to pay off some debt, or if something happened in their personal life where they need the money. Like, I think Ziggy was talking about this, and a few other people as well. So that's just quite interesting, where some people on the high end are just getting crushed because they just borrowed and levered themselves like crazy. And I think what also happened is all these crypto bros, they were making money hand over fist to live their lavish lifestyle. Now it's crashed. Now they can't live their lavish lifestyle, so they have to liquidate their holdings. I think that's what's going on. Now, if the market does stabilize, we're probably going to see a floor in these card prices. They're not going to tank as they have. Now, I'm not telling you just to go in and buy these cards. You got to do your own due diligence, see what's best for you. I do expect to see some sort of bounce, but it's not going to be like 2020, 2021. It's just going to be a more gradual increase, not a large yield, in my opinion. So, yeah, it appears that these high-end guys are getting smoked, and I'm just thinking, okay, a firm like PWCC is probably in decent shape because they got like $190 million, I believe, in funding. So their funding is fine. What is not fine, in my opinion, is some of these high-end investors. For a firm like PWCC to actually have structural problems, I would expect maybe a 2008, 2009 crash. If that happens, they could potentially be having problems, right? Once again, I'd have to see their balance sheet. I'd have to see their P&L. I'd have to see all of that fun stuff, their financial books. But I think PWCC is fine. I think just some of their high-end investors are just getting smoked. And Sports Card Radio said on the live stream last night that he believes that there are some whales out there. Now, there will be some more liquidations, some more bankruptcies. I do expect that. I don't think, like I said, it's going to be a PWCC right now. It's going to be the smaller companies, and then eventually some of the bigger companies, if you have just a total hardcore crash. And I do believe that will be coming in the next few years. But, the fiscal environment could change, and maybe I see something out there that may change my mind. But as of right now, I do expect more problems, but I don't expect the big firms right now to have those issues. But once again, I would not be putting my high-end cards in a vault. I don't care if it's insured. They say it's insured, but we've seen the situation with Mark's cards, right? Karl Marx, as I say, and that group submitter out of the UK. Remember, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, right? That's the silver stackers and what they say. So it is what it is. Some pain on the high end for these guys at PWCC, in my opinion, based on the information that I've been given. And there's also information on blowout. So just wanted to point that out, guys. Anyways, remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.